Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jukes, and welcome to another post-match commentary. This was the last Team of the Season Cup, I believe. I think it was the quarterfinals or the semifinals. But yeah, that's the team I was using for this game. It's basically my second team at the moment. The only change I made was Team of the Season Pogba in for Ben Arfa and then Danilo for Carvajal. Thought the team has definitely been playing well so far, so I just kept the entire team except for Ben Arfa. I thought he was a bit sluggish, so I changed him up with Pogba. But here is the team we come up against. We actually came up against the Twitch subscriber in this game. He ended up sniping me. He has a really good team. He's got a lot of team of the season players. Aubameyang, probably the one you got to watch out for the most just because of his pace. And Mkhitaryan as well looks like a great midfielder. But yeah, getting into the game, we actually have a great chance right away. So we nick the ball off him with Griezmann, then we do some nice dribbling. We do a complete fake shot stop, and then we fake shot away from pressure, and we get the driven pass to Ronaldo, and unfortunately we miss. I thought that was a pretty good hit by Ronaldo. I think I got a bit unlucky with that. I don't think I would have shot that any differently looking back onto it, but yeah, that ball there into Lacazette, I really should have done a better job there. The first touch was a bit heavy, and I really hate that fake shot where you like 180 exit. Ideally, I would have like scoop turned out there, or even just maybe even taken a shot there. But yeah, opponent gets on the counter here, ends up doing a nice reverse step over inside, and he ends up getting the foul call. So, I mean, it's a pretty tight angle, but in general, I still want to be careful. So I put a guy on the line. And I move the wall so the angle's closed down as well. So I'm thinking if he takes the shot, he's going to go like a driven shot far post, which is what he ends up doing, and he ends up getting the corner. So from the ensuing corner, though, we get a bit of bad luck. So he ends up crossing that in a bit randomly, but I think Ben Arfa misses the header there, and Aubameyang actually ends up taking a heavy touch there, but because he's got such high pace, he ends up getting away from my defenders, and I just couldn't catch up to him at all. I feel like it was a bit unlucky, Ben Arfa missing the header, and then a loose touch from Aubameyang. But because it's Aubameyang and his high pace, he ends up getting gets a clean look on goal. But yeah, moving on, opponent ends up playing a nice through ball there to Mkhitaryan. Then he just kind of ball rolls inside and takes a finesse shot that hits the post. I was definitely a bit lucky there. But we have a counterattack opportunity again. I don't want to let his defense get set, so I try to attack quickly. We try to do a complete fake shot stop with Ronaldo like we did with Griezmann earlier, but he ends up committing the foul. So again, from this free kick, you guys know I never usually cross it in. I want to play it short. So get a really loose pass there, and I messed up, but we actually end up getting a bit lucky, and we get the ball back with Lacazette, and we end up scoring. We ended up doing a complete fake shot stop again with Lacazette, and then we just L2R2'd away from his defense to open up the near post angle. So it was a nice finish. Again, we got a bit lucky for sure, but I'll take that goal. So yeah, let's pause it here. So we get the breakaway opportunity from that corner kick. We did a long throw to Ronaldo. So you see, usually in this instance, I usually do one of two things. So I'll try to sprint away with Ronaldo or play the driven pass to Griezmann and try to do the same with Griezmann. But as you see, he's moving his defender towards Griezmann. So that driven pass, I guess, scenario is a bit negated because of his movement with the defender there. So I have another option would be to do knock-ons with Ronaldo to get away from his defender, which is what I end up doing because there's just so much space. So we do one knock-on, two knock-on, and another knock-on. And again, in that situation, you really got to put the ball back in the back of the net with Ronaldo, but I end up making a mistake. This is when I should have shot it. You see his goalkeeper's moved from his line a bit. The finesse near post angle is pretty open. Usually those go in like 9 out of 10 if you take that shot. Again, you see he cuts off the driven pass to Griezmann. We do the knock-ons to get away from him. We get away from him really well, but we end up delaying the shot, and then he kind of nudges me a bit off the ball and end up messing up the shot. And then I actually mess up here as well with Griezmann. I should have either fake shot it away from his defender or just let that run across and take the near post with Griezmann's left foot, but he ends up like contorting his body and he takes it with his right foot. So I definitely messed up there. But yeah, some nice dribbling here with Lacazette again. Then we end up losing the ball pretty cheaply. But we read our opponent well and we get the ball back to Ronaldo, but we hit the post again, unfortunately. Again, there, I think I got a bit unlucky as well. I feel like I shot that pretty perfectly. Just ended up making a mistake. But yeah, let's pause it again here. Again, this is a great opportunity for us to get in behind with Ronaldo. Again, defender is not in a good position to cover if we do the right knock on. And what I mean by that is when you're in a position like this, you want to do the knock on at the angle that your player is facing, so like a diagonal angle, just so your player doesn't lose momentum. Unfortunately, I make a huge mistake. What I mean is I end up doing a straight knock on. So my player loses all momentum and his defender can easily catch up to me. And you guys will see what I do there. Yep, right there. When you do a straight knock-on like that, your player just loses all momentum. He slows down a bit, and your defender, of course, can catch up to him pretty easily. Usually in those instances, if you just do a angled knock-on, you'll get away from the defender, and you could just easily get in behind. Yeah, we play good defense there on Lacazette. He was stopping and then doing fake shots. So we get away here with Griezmann, and again, I feel like it was a bit sloppy, but I make amends for it at the end by scoop turning away from his defender, but I end up hitting the post, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a pretty tight game. We actually move on to the second half now. It's still 1-1. I didn't see any other clips that were interesting to like go over. But here it was a huge opportunity. So usually when something like this opens up for me, of course, what I want to do is hit that driven pass there to, I think that's Lacazette or Ben Arfa with Sandro, and that's another good distance if you guys wonder when I should driven pass or not. Like usually that distance between the two players is a great way to measure when you should do a driven pass. So when the driven pass is executed well, usually what I'll do is I'll either driven pass it again to the striker up top, or I'll use that striker's run as bait and try to get in behind for the finish near post. Unfortunately, though, I end up not hitting this driven pass, which is usually what I do, but like Sandro ends up kind of trolling me a bit. He ends up passing it with his right foot instead of left, and I thought I positioned him to pass it with his left, but he ends up passing it with his right, and the chance ends up going to waste there. So we move on to the 83rd minute now. So again, we don't want to cross it in. We try to work it around a bit. We get it to Ben Arfa here, and we do a nice scoop turn away from his defender, and that's a driven pass into Marquisio, but he ends up scuffing the shot. I could have taken a touch with Marquisio there, but I thought, usually those finish shots or not finish shots, but like first-time shots from driven passes can go in on a near post just because the goalkeeper dives like the opposite way. So I thought I'd take that chance, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But yeah, again, we're moving the ball around nicely. I don't want to give the ball up just because it's the last minute, but unfortunately, I can make another mistake. That driven pass into Lacazette was great, but I ended up holding the sprint, so he turned and tried to take that touch into stride. Instead, what I should have done was just not hold anything at all, and then Lacazette would have had his back towards the defender, and I could have scoop turned away from his defender after that driven pass was played through, but we end up making a mistake. But again, we get another chance here from a goalkeeper long throw. That through ball I thought was pretty good to Ronaldo, but of course keepers in this game come out with 99 pace when they come out, so his keeper ends up getting it before me. But opponent ends up having a chance here in the extra time. We're in extra time now because we're playing the tournament. It's not a draw when it finishes 1-1. I thought my defending there was a bit too passive, but I didn't want to rush in and have him have a gap to attack. But I actually do get a bit lucky there as well. I feel like that shot, if it didn't get blocked by my defender, it could have gone in. So we definitely got a bit lucky there. With Griezmann though, we end up doing some nice dribbling, no touch knock-ons, and I feel like that shot was terrible. I should have finessed that, or I should have ball rolled away from that last defender and then gone for the near post finish. Usually those power shots never go in, so I definitely messed up there. So opponent actually gets a chance here to break away, and he ends up making the same mistake I do. He does that straight knock-on, so his player loses all momentum. If he did a knock-on at that angle upwards, I would not have caught up to him. But yeah, some nice dribbling from Lacazette here, and we do the fake shot stop again, which we do a lot in this video, and we just fake shot again away from his defenders, and we open up the near post angle, and we end up scoring. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, actually. That is the end of this video. Some interesting clips, I thought, in this video. We actually had a chance at the end there, but that was a bit fluky that it still stayed with Ronaldo. But yeah, definitely a tight game. That Olbs 87 was our opponent from Twitch. He played a really good game as well, and his team was pretty good. Could have gone either way. Maybe I had the better of chances, but he definitely had his chances too. And if you went up 2-0, the whole game would have been different. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this video. If you liked it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.